We are in Schengen. Schengen treaties are the treaties of the European Union for free circulation of people, mainly goods and capitals, but people now in Europe. Walter, who just flew in from Portugal, said I didn't have to show my ID from Portugal all the way here. So this is Europe, and this example that it is possible where for thousands of years people did nothing but kill each other. It was a culture of killing each other for thousands of years. Today we have 70 years of peace, the longest lasting peace in Europe. It is possible, it can be done. The European Union is the example, the best example worldwide to show that peace is possible. So they may call us dreamers, but we're not the only ones. No, they may call us dreamers, but the truth is the dream has come true, and peace is possible. And this room here, this museum, documents the Schengen Treaty, and you see collections back there of heads of former border control policemen, which don't exist anymore, and you see a lot of examples in this exhibition of things that are now in museums that used to be in everybody's life. So we want to put war into museum, and we want to put peace into everybody's life, and that is our main aim. That's why we want to export the spirit of Schengen, as we call it.
The abolishment of the borders, which have been the aim of the Schengen Agreement and one of the major aims of the Schengen area, has made us conscious that if you take borders away, you give people possibilities to know each other. And when it started first, we did it between 5 countries, the Benelux countries, Germany and France. And I say we use this borderless area in our daily life. But it was really for the country of the Eastern Europe, when they got the possibility to enter the Schengen area, it was not only their borders that disappeared, but for them Schengen is synonym of liberty, of freedom, of having the possibilities to say what they want and to express themselves. And I think that one of the main aims of all of us should be to live in peace together, and a very important part in this is to take away borders. Not only the real borders that we have between countries, but sometimes the borders that we have in mind. But of course I think the borders that we have in mind are also a restriction to a peaceful living. Because only if we get to know each other and if we can respect each other with our cultural, political, might be religious differences, peace would be possible. And I think one aim of the Schengen Agreement, or let's say one result of the Schengen Agreement, is that people could travel, could get in contact with each other. And I don't know if you know the song by, now I lost the name of the singer, Sting, when he talked in his song about the Russians. When the borders disappeared, we got conscious that the people living on the other side of this border weren't so evil, that they weren't devil, they weren't people like us, and they got the same problems. And I think that should be one of our aims, to try to get these borders away, borders in reality, borders between countries, but also the borders sometimes we got in mind, and to get to know each other and to live together in a peaceful way. And I hope that your forum that will take place now will be one further step in order to get to know each other, to respect each other, and to live together in peace. But I think one of the most important thing is to live in peace together, because if you look at the political situation actually happening in different countries, we see that it is sometimes one of the most dreadful things if people are in, let's say, a war conflict. So I wish you a good start for your forum, and as a mayor, I have also got to tell you that you are now here in Schengen, and Schengen is not only an abstract name on many boards and on the airports, but it's a small village. It's a village of winemakers, and I can assure you that we got one of the best wines on the Luxembourgish Mosel. And I know that your program this evening will be we are going to a winemaker. So one of the specificities of our wine over here is that this wine is made of wine grapes that are coming from Germany, France, and Luxembourg. So you also will taste somehow a borderless wine, because Schengen is the only place where our winemakers are allowed, because we got vineyards on the German, on the French, and on the Luxembourgish side. So I wish you to have a nice evening with our winemakers, and I think if wine is tasted in moderation, it also brings us together and will precede us also some nice and interesting moments. So thank you.
As Minister of the European Affairs of the German Bundesland Saarland, I take pride to be with you, and I'd like to welcome you on behalf of the government of the Bundesland Saarland in Germany. This conference takes place here in Schengen, in the middle of Europe and in the middle of the so-called Greater Region. This so-called Greater Region covers 2 German states, Bundesländer, Saarland and Rheinland-Pfalz, and it covers the Grand Duchy of Luxembourg, it covers the French region of Lorraine, and Belgian Wallonia with the French and German-speaking communities in Belgium. The Schengen area, where today 22 member states of the European Union and the 4 member states of the European Free Trade Association cooperate closely. The members who signed off the agreement have eliminated internal border controls with other Schengen members. They strengthened external border controls with non-Schengen states. This area encourages the free movement of people, goods, information and money. These 4 liberties stand for the principal economical reason of the European integration process. But the core idea of the integration process was and is still peace. It was the reunification of our continent after so many devastating military conflicts. Today, the European Union is much more than a success story of the unique supranational cooperation in the world and the 3rd strongest common market for more than 500 million EU citizens. The European communities and the European Union were founded by brave European politicians and leaders to ensure permanent peace. Not far from here, there is the small French village of Sichazel. I don't know if you have ever heard the name of this small village. Is just close to the French town, the French city of Metz. And this is the village where Robert Schuman lived for a long time in his life. He lived there, and he is, as you know, one of the founding fathers of our European Union.
So I thank you all very much for coming tonight, and I thank the Minister for being here with us tonight, and the Mayor. For us it's very important to make the statement that Europe can be a beautiful example for the rest of the world of integration. I always say that I am German by passport. Our Vice President Pierre Brunel is French by passport. His father was paid by his French government to kill my father and my uncles 65, 70 years ago. My father was paid, and my father's brothers were paid by my government to kill Pierre's father and Pierre's uncles. And this sounds totally incredible and unbelievable, but it's true. It's only 1 generation ago, and we are in the very lucky situation as I speak as a European now, to be, and our minister, Stefan, my friend Stefan, is married to a very nice and beautiful French lady. So he's the best European minister we could have in Germany, because he is Franco-German himself. But it's unbelievable, because our father's generation had a completely different task, to kill each other, and now we have the great task to love each other, which is wonderful. And the only danger is there that We all lay on our backs, we go on the beaches, we don't even notice that the Africans are drowning in the Mediterranean because we're too worried about our suntan, and we forget about the rest of the people. And there's the danger that we forget about that this peace we live in, which has, by the way, in parentheses, I see some business leaders sitting in front of me, this peace has brought the biggest prosperity, economic prosperity in the history of Europe too. But that this peace is very fragile, it is not given, and it must be worked for every day.